Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight on this special episode. I am doing, well, I should say that Within the Cauldron is doing bunch of segments on different summer events for you to go to. And one of them is Pagan Spirit Gathering. And to further ado, here's Miss Selena Fox. Hi, Selena.
Hi, great to see you, Chrissy.
It's great to see you. I know you're so busy, and I know you probably got energized, and in the mornings and the nighttime, you're like, oh, I'm drained. I'm ready for bed. so, uh, but this is the 45th anniversary of Pagan Spirit Gathering. I mean, that is amazing, and I'm sure that you are just really filled with energy to just get us started and have some fun. So, why don't you tell us about the location of the Pagan Spirit Gathering and the dates?
Yes, Pagan Spirit Gathering. It actually began back in 1980 in Wisconsin, and it's gone over the years. It's migrated to different venues. We're bringing it back to Wisconsin this year. The dates are summer solstice week. So that is June 15th through 22nd. Starts on a Sunday, ends on a Sunday. And we're going to be in a forested campground for the first time. We've always had some woods in the campgrounds that we've rented for Pagan Spirit Gathering. But what makes this unique is most of the campground is forest. So a week of forest bathing, as some would call it. It's going to be held in northeastern Wisconsin at a private campground. If people want to get more information, they can go to the Circle Sanctuary website and you'll see info for Pagan Spirit Gathering there. Or you can go to paganspiritgathering.org or circlesanctuary.org/PSG. And yes, we have a Facebook group and we have lots of information out about this year's gathering.
Wow, it sounds amazing. I mean, you know, some days in the forest. Can you think of any other way to spend your time during that time? I can't. I mean, being outside with the forest, trees, plants, the universe, the gods. I mean, oh my God, I get chilled just thinking about it. Like, oh my God, it's gonna be a great time.
Well,
Now,
back in the day, there, back in the 1970s, in the pre-digital age, it was sometimes quite challenging to find other people who were Wiccan, pagan, druid, heathen, witches, animists. My church is in the woods. um, and one of the great things about helping to birth what's sometimes known as the festival movement is that now there are a variety of different gatherings. Some are held at campgrounds, some are held in hotels, conferences, and in addition to Circle Sanctuary sponsoring Sabbath festivals throughout the year. This is our big one, the summer solstice one. It lasts a week. You don't have to be there the whole week, but most people choose that. And it's a type of gathering where we create an intentional community at a natural area. And from the very first Pagan Spirit Gathering back in 1980, that has been a foundational principle. We have certain guidelines that we as a community converging agree to, not only treat other humans with respect, but be respectful of the environment and abide by whatever the venue guidelines and rules are. And we have a lot to celebrate this year. Every 5 years we do some type of celebration, and this is our 45th. And because it's a celebration year, we have pulled out the stops in a lot of different ways, not only going to a new venue, but we have some presenters and a musical guest from the UK that will be
Ooh.
Dave the Bard and Sari, his partner. He's going to be doing music. She is one of our artists and authors who will be speaking. And another longtime friend of ours from the Isle of Anglesey in Wales, Christopher Hughes. And he is
Ooh.
both Christopher and Dave and Sari have all been at Pagan Spirit Gatherings in the past, but this is the first time the three of them will be at Pagan Spirit Gathering together. And being in Sacred Forest, which is not only our location, but our theme this year, and knowing about their rootedness in the UK and Druidry, as well as the craft. We're really looking forward to not only our special guests, but everyone in the community that will be joining us.
Oh, wow. That's that's incredible. Um, so we got the entertainment performers. How about the presenters? You got anybody doing workshops?
Yes, we have a special program that is another, yes, defining characteristic of Pagan Spirit Gathering. We're open to people of all ages and backgrounds. And one of the things that we do as part of our programming is have a special track of programming called the Pagan Leadership Institute.
Mm.
And we have not only Circle Sanctuary ministers and ministers in training doing presentations, but those from other traditions. So I'll be doing a multi-part intensive in creating and guiding tree rituals, a brand new
Ooh.
intensive. My husband, Dennis Carpenter, also known as Dr. D, he's a retired professor emeritus in psychology. He's going to be doing a presentation on strengthening body and mind throughout the lifespan. And he and I
Mm.
are doing a brand new workshop on resilience through
Oh.
nature, mindfulness, and connection. So we have ourselves doing presentations as part of the Leadership Institute, but also as part of the regular track programming. Some other presentations we have, Teresa Berry, really taking a look at PTSD and ways
Mhm.
that those who are doing pagan leadership can help those who have that, and knowing when to refer for additional help. We have information literacy for 21st century pagans with Benjamin Butemiller, who will be sharing. We'll have a special LGBTQI plus support workshop for leaders by Circle Sanctuary Minister Jake Bradley. And Jake's also going to do a theology roundtable. Chip Brown, who has been part of our community for decades, is becoming ordained as a Circle Sanctuary minister this year. He's been our legal advisor for many, many years. And he's going to do a Leadership Institute workshop, protecting yourself, your relations, your community, and your religion. What you can do in times of stress, upheaval, and peril. So definitely a workshop
Wow.
for our times here in the USA.
Oh, yes. I mean, definitely. I mean, incredible. I mean, awesome, awesome workshop. Um, a lot of good ones at this time, this time of what we're going through in the country and everything. It's really good workshops. I
Well, and
mean,
we have some other leadership workshops, meditation into the earth, really working with aligning with Mother Earth.
Oh,
Amy Dove, who's in our ministry training program, will be doing that, as well as social justice as non-politic human concern roundtable discussion. Reverend Eldridge, he's a Circle Sanctuary minister from the Washington, D.C. area, will do an in-depth workshop on meditation and trance and rituals. And
oh,
River Higginbotham, a Circle Sanctuary minister, also very connected with the St. Louis Pagan Picnic.
oh,
And
yeah.
he's well known as an author. In fact, his book
Mhm,
on Introduction to Paganism that he did with Joyce it
mhm,
continues to be a textbook in religious studies classes. He's going to do a workshop on stirring the cauldron, practical ritual magic for these times. Chiron, who's a Circle Sanctuary minister and a psychologist, what does it mean to call the sun as a person
mm,
by name?
mm,
And his background in has guided him into a number of faith traditions. I'm so thankful for his work with Circle Sanctuary, not only in teaching, but we have, as part of our Pagan Spirit Gathering, every year something called Psyche's Grotto. So if people need some
mm.
additional help for grounding, support, that happens. How to honor the sacred force in a concrete jungle. Becky Malkey, who's in our training program and works on our social media, will be presenting that. Temper, also in our training program, will talk about the importance of addressing spiritual, religious, emotional trauma as part of um, helping people with their shadow work.
Oh,
And Temper also will be doing a special presentation on paganism in the military. When Ruth will do relationship contracts, intentionality for life passage rituals, and we have Christopher Sperling, the 3 R's of self care. And he'll also be doing meditation, from doing meditation to teaching meditation. So we have a really good lineup for those who are interested in um, doing some in-depth studies. You don't have to be leading a group
mhm,
right now in order to take part in the Leadership Institute. Having some type of experience with group work is certainly helpful, but not required. So Pagan Spirit Gathering has this whole educational piece, and we bring people together from many different paths and places.
oh, yeah.
We also have some other musicians joining us, and we
Ooh,
have concerts, we have songs and performances every morning as part of our what we call the morning meeting. Arthur Hines will be back, and he has done many recordings. He's part of the group called Emerald Rose, and he's been
mm,
um, very involved in Celtic mythic ways, and his music reflects that. Black Willow Starling is a duo, and they have a wide range of music that they do, and they are part of the International Pagan Music Awards ceremony and have been performing at a variety of different conferences and festivals. And of course, Spiral Rhythm has been part of our gathering for many years.
mhm,
Many of them live in Georgia, and they do ritual chanting and other types of performance music. And we have, backed by popular demand, a group that debuted at Pagan Spirit Gathering last year, Primal Rhythm. It's a women's
ooh,
percussion
ooh,
band. It's just really fabulous. And in addition to these musicians, we also have a variety show. We have people sharing music and performances as part of our celebration. And of course, there are rituals and lots of other things that happen.
Yeah, you do just do the midsummer ritual, do you do others as well?
We actually celebrate summer solstice the entire week. And
Awesome.
in the summer solstice morning ritual that I always do the morning of solstice day. So solstice actually happens later on the Friday, but I'm doing the solstice morning ritual on Friday morning. And
Mm.
one of the things that we do is have people from the different traditions that are part of Pagan Spirit Gathering each contribute a poem or a chant if they wish, a reading, some reflection. So we have this multicultural, multi-religious celebration of summer solstice, and we also acknowledge all of those who are celebrating winter solstice.
Oh,
We
yeah.
not only call to the solstice sun with
Mhm.
chants, but we conclude the ritual every year with blessings for planet Earth, our home. And certainly that's needed now more than ever before.
Yeah.
So we have a
Mhm.
solstice ritual when we open the gathering on the opening Sunday, and we have a solstice celebration at the closing ritual on the closing Sunday. And we have all sorts of solstice activities during the week. Our biggest solstice ritual is the main ritual on Saturday night. And our guests from the UK are going to
Mm.
be putting on our ritual with the help of
Oh,
some of the
wow.
rest of us from the States.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I just wanna be there and just podcast the whole thing and get into it. How about the food? I mean, does when people come, do they bring their own food? Do you have a potluck? Do you have, like, a staff that cooks food for the attendees?
Yes, that's a really good question. And we have many options for people. Most people who attend are bringing their own food and cooking it, preparing it in their campsite. But we know not everybody really wants to do that. And so we have food vending happening.
Ooh.
And one of our food vendors has been with us for many years, and they have, you know, food for a variety of diets. So that's really helpful. One
Oh,
of
yeah.
the things that we do as Pagan Spirit Gathering is we encourage people to really make their encampment their home,
Mhm.
set up an altar if they wish in their
Mm.
encampment. This new location has more fire pit areas than we've ever had before. So that's going to be wonderful. So there will be encampments of people already planning to camp together, and then some that are going to emerge. And in addition to individual camping areas, we also have communal areas. So we have our main ritual circle, and we keep a fire going there throughout the week of the gathering.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, we got that gathering tradition from the Baltic area of
Oh.
Europe. Back in 1980, when Pagan Spirit Gathering had its prototype gathering, it was only a weekend, only 90 people showed up. Um, we decided to put into action a tradition that had been passed on to us by a member of the Circle Coven. His name, Carl's Berzens, Nels Hoge was his magical name. And when he grew up in the first part of the 20th century in the rural area of Latvia, summer solstice traditions were still being practiced. They were called St. John's Night traditions or
Mm.
midsummer traditions, but the pagan dimensions were very much present. People stayed up all night. They danced and pranced around the bonfire. And certainly we've kept that alive, as have many other gatherings that happen
Mhm.
during the summer. But one of the traditions that he remembered from his childhood was that people in the village processed with flames, lanterns, and torches throughout the village and came to the big gathering area. And so we have kept that tradition alive, processing with light. And we create a village with Pagan Spirit Gathering. People take turns helping with some of the work jobs, and it might be staffing the gate or sitting at the info center for a few hours. It isn't a huge amount of work duty, but we have always had work sharing to help build community, give people a chance to mix with others, and we literally create a magical village in a natural area. So we'll be in a forest this year,
Oh,
and it
wow.
will be amazing to have the flames in a great line spiraling into the big ritual circle. One of the favorite things that happens. I know some gatherings focus on being more of an adult gathering. We
Mhm.
are a family friendly
Oh, yeah.
gathering, and we have a whole track of activities for families and youth. And we have the family center, and there's some programming for the littles as well
Mhm.
as tweens. Um, the teens have their own center, and
That's
that's
awesome.
been happening over the years. In fact, we've had people who have begun their journey with the Pagan Spirit Gathering community as littles and literally have over the years grown up into adulthood, who are now helping us run the gathering.
Yeah. I know a friend from Iowa, Melanie, I won't say her last name, but her family comes. She has like 7 kids, I think, and she has been to every one of the PSGs. I mean, every one of them.
She is
And
one
she
of our
oh my
longtime
oh,
community
yes. Yes.
people and has um, served the community in a lot of different
Oh,
ways.
yeah.
As I was looking through some photographs earlier today with our archivist, Robin, I saw a picture of her the year that she helped do the raffle. So it was really, she brings some much um, wonderful joy to our
Yeah.
community.
Oh, yeah, she does, and it's amazing that, because I raised my kids pagan, and she did too as well, and it's amazing how you take your whole family to these events, like, as a vacation, because it's fun, you network with everybody, you see old friends and new friends, and, uh, presenters, performers, you learn so much, I mean, it's education to the max, you know?
Well, and it's such a wonderful opportunity
Yeah.
to be able to not only get healing for self, but enrichment in terms of not
Mhm.
only education through actual workshops and discussions and panels,
Yeah.
but the act of being at a gathering where there are people from so many different traditions just hanging out with some folks
Mhm.
by the fire.
Yeah.
You're likely to learn some new chants, some
Mhm.
stories you may not have heard before. And that, I think, is one of the real magical things
Yeah.
about gatherings as a whole and about
Yeah.
Pagan Spirit Gathering in particular. We
Mhm.
have um, it being a village, we have an information center, we have safety and first aid. We've got
Mhm.
Psyche's Grotto. We've got the Family Center. We have the Rainbow Center for those who are LGBTQ plus and allies
Mm.
are certainly welcome there. And we do some special programming there. And we have an area called Amethyst Circle, knowing that not everyone who takes part in pagan festivals um, is able to be around alcohol. So we have an alcohol and drug-free space in there. So, and certainly people with prescription drugs, medical stuff,
Mhm.
that, you know, that is fine, as long as everything is according to what the laws of the land are. But Amethyst Circle has been a place where people in recovery have been able to connect with each other and give each other support. And of course, on the alcohol side of it, a number of people make their own mead and share that with each other as part of celebrations. So there really is a wonderful gathering, bringing people together of many different backgrounds
Yes.
and walks of life.
Yes. Well, you're just amazing, Selena, because, you know, on behalf of everybody, and you probably hear this many, many times, is we thank you for just all that you do. I mean, you are giving us a place to go and be ourselves, to be with the gods, to, just, and, to show our love for them and everything. It's very passionate, you know, and you have always been an inspiration of mine because it's like everything you do is just amazing. I mean,
Well,
really
thank
awesome.
you so much for good words and support. And I also want to mention that Lady Liberty League, which is our pagan civil rights and religious freedom ministry, will have its annual meeting every year at Pagan Spirit Gathering. And one of the things that we've been doing this year is having a special democracy task force and doing what we can to support democracy, uphold the Constitution, the rule of
Mhm,
law, and across political affiliations. We are nonpartisan and we bring together people that really want to continue America's tradition of religious freedom for all and church
mhm.
state separation. We're celebrating Lady Liberty League turning 40 years
Oh my.
old this year, and Circle Cemetery is turning 30 years old this year. So this autumn at
A
our Samhain
milestone.
gathering, we will be celebrating Lady Liberty League's anniversary as well as Circle Cemetery. And
Oh
if
my
people are
gosh.
interested in finding out more about Pagan Spirit Gathering, paganspiritgathering.org, or you can go to the Circle Sanctuary website, and thank you for
Mhm.
having the URLs scrolling the bottom of the screen. For more
You're welcome.
information about Pagan Spirit Gathering, you can find lots of info on our main website, which is part of the Circle Sanctuary website. And one does not have to camp in a tent. Some people actually choose to bring a camping vehicle or rent a van and put a mattress in there. Some people will commute, though most people stay at the gathering for the whole week. If people are able to be there the whole week, that's best because each day builds onto the next. And we come together as a community. We do require people to register in advance. So the last day to register is June 6th. That's a Friday. So
Okay.
those of you who might be interested in joining us for some or all of the gathering, check out our website and be sure to get your registration in before June 6th. And why do we have that in advance? So that we can get you all the materials that you need, including your gate pass, to come into the gathering. I'm so thankful to be back here within the cauldron, and continued well wishes to you, Chrissy, and everyone working with you
Oh,
on
yeah.
your podcast.
And thank you for, coming on. I know it's like a short notice, but I had to get you in with my summer of events, and I'm glad I did. We wish you the very best and a very happy 45th anniversary to PSG and 40th to Lady Liberty. And, it's just, I just can say it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time. So, and I do encourage anybody in the audience, to make an event this summer for your family vacation with your children. Having, being a mother of 4 children, we always did that, and my kids just love it. They still talk about it today. So,
Well, you're making memories
yes.
as well as sharing memories
Oh,
by
yes.
being able to go and be with others in person. It is
Mhm.
old school in a way, but it's something that is really part of the holistic experience
Oh,
of
yeah.
practicing the craft and
Mhm.
contemporary nature spirituality.
Mhm.
Is online stuff is really fabulous, and I'm so thankful for your podcast
Well,
and
you
other things
also.
that you do, because it does make it possible for
Yeah.
us to come and be with others
Yeah.
in
It does.
cyberspace. But it's
It
good
does.
to also be face to face
Oh,
as
yeah.
part of one's spiritual journey, because
Mhm.
there's things that you learn from direct encounters with other
Yeah.
humans as well as the natural world
Oh, yeah.
that can leave lasting good memories and can
Mhm.
really enrich life. So,
Yeah.
inner space, cyberspace, and face to face, three
Yep.
good ways to practice spirituality, to connect with the gods and goddesses, with the
Mhm.
divine in their many forms. And yes, if you haven't gone to a pagan festival before, be sure to check one out. There's
Yes.
so many happening now, and if you want to come
Yeah.
to PSG, make sure that
Mhm.
you register by the 6th of June, 2025, and be sure to say hi to me and some of the others from
Yeah.
Circle Sanctuary that put on Pagan Spirit Gathering. Thank
And make sure you say you saw this podcast on Within the Cauldron. So,
Absolutely. And continued well wishes for all your podcasting
oh, well, thank
magic that
you.
you do.
Mm. And I just want to say, subscribe, like, and share. And Selena, thank you so much. I want to hear all about it. Try to have you back on with other organizers in September so we can all just powwow and talk about our events. But I just
And
want to say
you
thank
can
you.
see the
Oh,
amulet bags that we have made
oh my
for every
God.
Pagan Spirit Gathering. Yes, we're making a new one, and we have Welcome Summer at Circle Sanctuary happening on the 7th of June. So if you're in Wisconsin or want to take a trip there, it's a free event. We
Mhm.
make hundreds of spirit bags that we give out to everyone who takes part
See.
in our gathering.
Oh, yours is so busy. So,
But
but
it's fun. Witchy
yeah.
would be fun. So
Well, many blessings to you and to Dennis. Love you. And thank you for coming on. And to our audience, get to an event. I don't care which one you go to, just go to an event. Blessed be
many,
everybody.
many blessings. Bye bye.
Bye bye.